guys, today I'm going to be drawing your OCs. The first one here is another one from Myra Marty, and thank you so much. They have commissioned me a ton of times, and it really helps support me. Thank you so much. If anyone else wants to commission me, the link is down in the description. And their OC here is super interesting. I actually always do their OCs from a text description rather than normal like references, photos, and stuff like that. But they have a bio, so I'm going to read that for you. Their name is Saurabh. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Saurabh is a human turned android. Her birth name is Amelia Taylor. After an accident, it's in quotation marks, so it probably wasn't an accident, she became paralyzed, and in order to not be bedridden for the rest of her life, she became an android. Her choice was not well received by her father, who is a missionary. Fearing his anger, she convinced the doctor to hide her, and she changed her name. After her family left Absalom Station on another missionary trip, she spent her days working as a lab assistant. She still practiced her faith and frequently went to church. A young priest saw potential in her and started teaching her small spells given to them by their goddess, 𝐼𝐈𝐍𝐿. I hopefully pronounced that properly. Eventually, she received information from her father that her father was returning to Absalom Station. Wanting to escape, she applied to work on the ship as a science officer. Can she outrun her father's wrath? So that's pretty interesting. I like that type of story where it's like they're on a certain place and it's like something as simple as like people being religious as something that's not accepting, because that's very common. More people have trouble accepting things and you grow up with that and things. I don't know, I find it very interesting and also like a more relatable, interesting story, and I really love that about this. Also, the whole thing about becoming an android, apparently they're high-tech enough to be able to transform someone into an android, which that's a very interesting world-building situation because you're making your world high-tech enough, but also keeping it relatable and real. And I wonder if they have airships, because I just imagine this world has airships for some reason. That's the first thing I think of, like pirate ships that can fly, things like that. It just fits this idea. I'm not sure if they do. I don't know why I got that idea reading this. Tell me what you guys think. She actually let me design her character's outfit a bit. She gave me some reference photos of like things she found online and stuff like that, or for things for colors. But she let me design an outfit, and then I showed her a sketch to see if she was okay with it, and she actually liked it. I wasn't sure exactly what to go with. I did make it more like a fantasy, yet sort of modernish take on fantasy. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I was going for. I had so much fun with this character, and drawing them was just a blast. I love drawing long braids and then having the robotic look. It was just so much fun to draw. I wasn't entirely sure how to do with like the cyborg like veins underneath her skin that's supposed to like look pink. That was so much fun to draw, and it was just a unique character overall. Next up here is MayMagic up on my Amino. Let me see, they have a bio, so I'll read that for you first. Okay, so this is my OC MayMagic. She is a fallen, which is there's no punctuation in this, so if I mess up, I'm sorry. She is a fallen, which is a species of demon in my story. She's caring and very overprotective. She has a very tragic past. Her biological father was physically abusive and would beat her older brothers Bill and Tobias. Oh gosh, this is getting dark. He almost beat Tobias to death. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is very dark. 1 point, and would have if she hadn't gotten in the way of the whip. She has a scar from the ordeal that starts at her left hip and ends under her right breast. Her mate was also killed, but later is reincarnated. Wow, there's a lot of information here. That's very dark. But I was not expecting that. She has a group of friends, and they are actually a group that are meant to save the world. It says Arin, like with an N after R. I'm not sure if that's aren't or are. I think they are meant to save the world. That's very interesting. There's a lot of information here, and it's a little difficult to read, but I think I get it. She has a very, very bad father. I don't know, is he still alive? I think he is. Bad father. Hurts her brothers. She got in the way, got a scar, and then now her mate, which I'm guessing is her husband or boyfriend, whatever it is, I don't know, and they got reincarnated at some point, so they died but reincarnated, so that's a lot. I'm sure that was a whole plot point. And then after that, she has a group of people that are meant to save the world. So that's a lot. That is a lot of story. I feel like that's very interesting. With drawing this character, as you can see on the right there, I think that's one of those doll makers where you put together a little doll to try and give someone an idea of what you want. At first, I thought her horns were headphones, so I actually drew out the headphones entirely, even sketched them and then inked them. I had headphones and cat ears on, or like, I don't know if these are cat ears or wolf ears. I went with like more of a cat look, but that's what I thought it was. It wasn't. I zoomed in and I realized it was actually like horns, and then I was like, that makes sense because it says here that she's a fallen and the species of demon. So yeah, I don't know why I thought it was headphones, but that's what I was going for at first. And then of course, giant wings. I always struggle with wings, but I need the practice. As much as I hate drawing wings and struggle with them, it's great to practice with them. I also, whenever drawing white hair, I'm never sure which color to shade with. I always end up shading it with a blue. I don't know why. I always like how that looks, so that's what I go for, but it never really looks like the original. This is Gotta.love.mochi on Instagram, or Nia or Naya on Amino. They're actually a moderator. And they purchased this with sparkles, which is something you get up on the Amino by doing like events. You get little sparkles, and if you save up so many, you can purchase a guaranteed spot in one of these drawings. But it takes a while to get done because there's so many requesting it. They have a bio for this character, so I'm going to read that for you. I love this character's design so much. Living in a world that is deeply pious means trouble for the bird species. Angel is a 20-year-old male that resides in the 5th kingdom, 𝐚𝐫𝐸. For his entire life, he has put up and witnessed the discrimination of the bird species has faced. They are all seen as wannabe angels, and therefore the discrimination is justified. These are in quotation marks. Justified, like it's not really justified. They live in the worst conditions, have the worst jobs, and are treated terrible by others. The kingdom 𝐚𝐫𝐸 has designed special laws to keep the species down. One such law is that they must wear a bird mask whenever they're out in public. That's creepy. If not, they are subjected to a public whipping. Oh my goodness. How 2 stories with whippings and bird wings. How did that happen? But these are very different things. And because of Angel's name, Angel is this character. Angel is not his birth name, so maybe he chose that name. He is targeted more often than the others. He rebels as much as he can against society through non-violent protests, like not wearing his mask and etc. That's actually super interesting. I love this character so much. When I was reading that bio the first time, I was like, that's such a good idea. That is really a good idea, because I don't know, it gives you this vibe of a whole new world building where it's like there's so much new about it that you want to know more information, and you're not sure like, well, how certain things would work and stuff like that. So knowing that these birds and like religious people there find them as a bad thing because they think they're like somehow false angels or something like that, that makes sense. That could happen in real life if there were bird people. So it makes sense. And the fact that he changed his name, or is taking on the name Angel to try and like fight back and like not wear his mask and stuff like that, is really cool. It's such a cool idea, and I don't know, I love it. I love it, and I love his design. His design is so neat, and I was having so much fun with it. It's like almost like a not tracksuit as much as like a workout sweatsuit, I suppose. But it shows like some of his stomach, and that was just a very interesting design to me. I love that. It's like really original. I wouldn't have thought of it. And that's everything. If you want your OC drawn, just please comment it below, and don't worry about copy pasting and spamming me with your OCs. I actually want you guys to do that, so go ahead, and I will also try and post things on DeviantArt for anyone who wants to download the HD versions of these drawings. So like I said, make sure to comment me, and also on Instagram, you can tag me up there. I am Flying Pings. And on Amino is the same thing. You can get sparkles and whatnot. I'll put links to everything in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching.